Because while Rahul Gandhi was in the Lok Sabha, Union Minister Smriti Irani was in Rahul Gandhi's turf, a food park in Amethi, which Rahul claims is not being allowed to function because of the NDA government. But today, Smriti Irani went there and took on Rahul Gandhi. Listen in to what she had to say.
राहुल गांधी जब पहली बार अमेठी में बोले तो एक बिजनेस हाउस के लिए बोले, अमेठी के फार्मर्स के लिए, अमेठी के किसानों के लिए नहीं बोले.
A scathing counter in Amethi to Rahul Gandhi's food park question raised 5 days ago. But the government's rebuttal wasn't restricted to Rahul's home turf alone. The food park row hit the parliament too. But an apparently unfazed Rahul chose to sidestep the issue today and invited Smriti to revive the project, which has been a non-starter since 2010.
Well, let's look at what the entire food park controversy is all about. The food park was inaugurated by the Gandhis in Amethi in October of 2013. In fact, it was to provide employment and benefits to 20 districts in the area. But the project was cancelled by the NDA government in April this year.
In Rahul's constituency, the HRD minister was confronted by protest over the contentious project.
यहाँ से स्मृति ईरानी का मुर्दाबाद करेंगे क्योंकि वीआईपी नेता हमारे जिले में नहीं आना चाहिए. अगर किसानों को मुआवजे का वितरण नहीं है तो इनको चुल्लू भर पानी में बूढ़ के मर जाना चाहिए.
It was Smriti Irani's first visit to Amethi since September 2014. Rahul Gandhi is slated to visit his constituency in a few days' time. Smriti's visit was a redo of 2014 election campaign. But the question is, will her visit signal realignment of Amethi's traditional loyalties? With camera person Salim, Arthur Khan in Amethi for Headlines Today.
The big question is Rahul Gandhi getting under the skin of the BJP? That's the next big question that I want to raise today on a day when he has once again taken on the Modi government in Parliament. Joining me, Dr. Rajiv Gowda, Member of Parliament, Rajya Sabha and National Spokesperson, Congress, and Sanjay Kaul, Spokesperson of the BJP. Let me come specifically, Dr. Gowda, first to this Amethi food park issue. Now, Rahul Gandhi made that one of his big talking points. He said the scrapping of the food park is politics of revenge. The project would have given better prices to farmers. Now, the Economic Times today and the BJP also is claiming that the project was a non-starter and it was the Petroleum Ministry under the UPA in 2013 that had refused to supply gas to the project. The argument being made is Rahul is resorting to rhetoric, but the reality is different. How do you respond? Is Rahul Gandhi only involved in rhetoric more than actually providing an explanation for his arguments?
Rajdeep,
yes.
The minister herself had pointed out that the gas related issue is not an issue that would make or break this particular project. The project was going through a variety of clearances over the years. There were issues related to subleasing clauses that the state Industrial Development Corporation was looking at. So that had delayed the whole project, and basically there was absolutely no reason for the government to cancel such an important project as this, which would have had far-reaching impacts on the entire region.
The fact is, for 4 years, when the UPA was in power, sir, the project did not take off. Now, the larger question I'm putting, Rahul Gandhi, yes, full of fire and brimstone. But what is the substance? I'm asking you that simple question. What is the substance of what he is trying to do? Is he simply going to use words like crony capitalist, sood boot ki sarkar, simply to somewhere suggest that Narendra Modi's government is anti-poor? Is the reality very different?
The reality is clearly seen in the issue of this particular cancellation of the food park. Here is a project that would have had a huge impact on the farmers of the entire region, allowed an upscaling of the overall value addition in terms of the food sector, and it was taking its time. Remember, there's not just a UPA government involved, there's also a Samajwadi Party government at the state level involved, lots of clearances that need to go through there, and so the process was taking its own time. And therefore, the government that took over in last May should have granted this that opportunity to come to fruition, come to completion.
So
instead, it has cancelled it. What about all that effort that went into this so far? All that goes to waste, all that goes to naught.
That's your view. Let me, on the other hand, Sanjay, bring in not just this food park issue, but on a series of issues, the manner in which Rahul Gandhi over the last 2 weeks has attacked the government. Is there a sense that he is now getting under your skin to the point where today, while he was speaking in Parliament, you were forced to send Smriti Irani and another BJP minister to Amethi to send out the message that you are ready to take him on his home turf? Is he now forcing you? Is he setting the agenda and you are being forced to react to Rahul Gandhi?
Well, it's always romantic to think of, a prince on a silver steed coming in and basically vanquishing the enemy. And I'm sure that bereft of any such happy story for the Congress, all its MPs and are cheering their Prince Charming. But fact of the matter, as you have yourself said, are completely to the contrary. And I'm afraid that that statements made today on your show by the Congress spokesperson should be seen not in the context of what Mr. Rahul Gandhi said, because it has now been placed on record that he was fundamentally, the statement was flawed and wrong and incorrect and false. I think it should be seen in the context of what Ms. Badal said today, and she laid on record by date that there were many instances in which there were opportunities to revive or to ask the proponents of the project, who themselves have given up and said it is not a sustainable project. Now, anybody who knows anything about cancellation of government projects, remember, please understand that you don't do it at whim and fancy. There are files, there are procedures, there are repeated checks, and only then does any cancellation happen. And Mr. Gandhi has a lot to answer for his inactivity and absence from the country while all other stuff was going on. Now, coming back to the other issue of the land acquisition aspect, I think when it is for the food park in Amethi, land acquisition is a good idea. And when it is for anybody else, obviously it is the crony capitalism. I don't think we need to take Mr. Rahul Gandhi seriously. The fact that Smriti Irani goes to Amethi is a natural idea. It is a smart idea. It is an idea which was bound to happen. But fact is that Mr. Gandhi is not a serious politician. The party that we are talking about is itself feeling the brunt of it. These elections are testament to that.
If he's not a serious politician, why is it that it seems that the BJP is getting so jumpy every time he stands up in Parliament? It seems, that's why I raised the question, is he getting under your skin or is he engaging in political theatre? So it seems at the moment that the BJP is being forced to react to everything that he says, whether it's on land acquisition, which has now been referred to a select committee. There's a sense that he's trying to put you under pressure by calling you anti-poor.
Yeah, no, I think that what is happening is, and you have to admit it, you see, the Congress party has a completely different DNA. Everything that they want to say is now being distilled through this, through the returned Prince Charming. So, and everybody is organized to clap. And remember also that the media and everybody else hasn't seen anybody for a long time being able to speak about anything. And now they've picked up an item on which they have worked for the last 2.5 years by his own admission. And all the delays and all the difficulties and all the calculations are theirs. The modifications are ours and also taken in consultation with their own chief ministers. So here is a situation where the farmer is the center of this bill, not land acquisition. Land acquisition has been occurring for centuries and will continue. The difference in this case was basically how we ensure that the farmer is rehabilitated and he's paid what is due to him and he's looked after. And this gentleman
Rahul Gandhi
is unable
today,
to grasp it, and we can't put it beyond him.
Rahul Gandhi at least threw one important statistic today, that only 8% of projects have been blocked because of the land acquisition bill. Mr. Narendra Modi and the BJP have claimed that the land acquisition bill as framed by the UPA government projects. Today he has shown with evidence that only 8% of the total projects are blocked because of the land acquisition bill.
No, what he has exhibited is the pathetic situation of development during the UPA 10 years of the UPA rule. That land acquisition became such a difficult project that nobody attempted it, and whoever did finally failed. So 8% is not the real value of what it could have been. It is basically the value that even 8% could not be achieved. So remember that this is a government which blocked development and had no ideas for it. And here is a government which is basically, in spite of all opposition, that is fundamentally superficial, is going to go ahead and get this through.
Can I therefore bring you in, Rajiv Gowda? Is this now basically Rahul Gandhi trying to establish an identity? This is about Rahul Gandhi, who in the last 11 years has been looking for a political identity. Now he's decided that I am going to project myself as this pro-poor, anti-crony capitalist leader, and therefore look for any opportunity to try and suggest that the NDA is hand in glove with capitalists. Now, as some BJP MPs turned around today and told him that they referred to the fact that in Haryana, land was given to Robert Vadra. They tried to rake up the Robert Vadra issue. They tried to suggest the Congress is no one to tell us who is a crony capitalist and who is not. Is Rahul Gandhi simply trying to discover a political identity for himself as a pro-poor, left-of-center leader?
Rajdeep, if you have paid attention to the last 10 years of the UPA's track record, you will see that every one of the issues that Rahul Gandhi is raising today are issues that the UPA brought to center stage, enacted new revolutionary rights-based legislation on, whether it is providing 100 days of guaranteed employment for those who had nothing to fall back upon, whether to pass such a path-breaking law such as the Fair Compensation for Land Act. All these sorts of laws were some things that the UPA essentially brought in over the years, and Rahul Gandhi is now pointing out that this is the way we need to go forward, and these are the issues that the Congress has always been committed to.
Is he being accurate? Is he being accurate in the process, Rajiv Gowda? Because Rahul Gandhi says government wants corporates to take over internet. We need to bring in a fresh law. The fact is the telecom minister himself has supported net neutrality. Rahul Gandhi claimed the government is against net neutrality because they've sold out to corporates. Is this rhetoric, or is he now, does he genuinely want to provide the country with hard facts to prove his case that this is a suit boot ki sarkar?
Rajdeep, the basic job of the opposition and its leaders is to alert the people of India, alert Parliament to possible malfeasance of some sort or the other. It is to alert the people of India that the government is selling out towards one section of society, in this case capital, versus the interests of the poor, the landless, the tribal, labor, etc. And that is exactly what Rahul Gandhi is doing.
No, he's raising the
kind
issues.
Of response the TRAI consultation had.
He's raising issues.
You saw the kind of response you had.
He's raising issues, but are they based on fact or rhetoric? He's raising issues, but are they based on fact or rhetoric?
They are absolutely based on fact, because you can see here that the government, what was the need for this tone-deaf government to essentially go out there and try and pass these promulgate these ordinances on the land bill? Has any, corporate India, from the day this land bill was passed, has basically said, oh, this won't work, nothing will happen. Has anyone given that a shot? Is it so difficult in a democracy to consult people and ask for their consent? Is it so difficult to look at fair compensation? You want everything for free to be just given away like that? Haven't you seen enough rackets, enough land being grabbed by various people? Come on.
I'm getting the sense at the moment
and basically
getting the sense that this is now tit-for-tat politics. The BJP, when it was in power, blocked legislation that the UPA wanted to bring. It's now your turn to pay them back in the same coin, and Rahul Gandhi is leading the charge. Not at all is what you say. Okay.
Not at all.
Okay.
Rajdeep, let me point out that we have been the most constructive opposition in recent history. Have you seen more than 100% working hours of the Lok Sabha and the Rajya Sabha? Haven't we passed the insurance bill? Haven't we passed numerous other land boundary agreement? Who changed their mind? Who changed their mind? Who was opposing all these years?
Sanjay called Rajiv Gowda. It appears therefore that this battle now with Rahul Gandhi entering it clearly means that important legislation for now has been pushed to another session. What that means for Rahul Gandhi's politics and the government of Narendra Modi, well, only time will tell. But I appreciate both of you joining us on our Face Off this evening.